What's happening, everybody, and welcome to part 3 of my McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Endless Winter Justice League wave. That's part of the Build a Frost King wave. So I already covered Batman and Wonder Woman, so next in line is Black Adam, who's definitely our only villain that's part of the wave, even though Black Adam can be both a hero and a villain depending on how he's angled and where he leans in the DC universe. But Black Adam is technically a villain, and he's an arch rival of Shazam. And so my first Black Adam figure, by the way, so until I even get the movie figures of Black Adam with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as the titular character. For the Frost King, when you get Black Adam, you get Frost King's legs, as seen. You got lightning effect pieces you can put around the wrists of Black Adam, which I'll show off later. And so here's the front of the package featuring Black Adam with everything, including Frost King's Build-A figure leg pieces and lightning effect pieces around, to put around surrounding his arms. And then this is how it's all mapped out when to complete the Frost King. So Green Lantern is last, even though I'm doing it, how I did it by purchase order as opposed to the order of how I was supposed to do this wave of figures. So with that being said, let's bring out Black Adam so the Frost King can finally be put together. Okay, now that Black Adam is out of the package, time we assemble Frost King. So with the Frost King from Black Adam, Black Adam with Frost King, you got his legs. So we got to make sure to get these legs into these ports. So we got to open up the skirt of the character a little bit so we can try to see. Alright, so you got the legs from Black Adam, so let's see how those legs are on this guy, because I can tell he's going to be a bit huge and tall compared to everybody. Imagine if I gotten Darkseid or any other giant villain from the DC Universe, Steppenwolf maybe, or Ares, or Solomon Grundy. But just imagine, because the Frost King, I never even heard of this character, but it's just, again, he's coming together. Just got to make sure he's in, the ports all the way. But man, the Build-A-Figure for this guy is a little hard, as opposed to a later Build-A-Figure for another character I'm about to put together later as of this recording. But I just all right, let me try to see something about these legs. So make sure the legs are in all the way. It's just plugging the legs are going to be a little difficult, but I just got to make sure. But again, he is going to be pretty tall, because you can tell that this is just a little demonstration that he's going to be very tall compared to Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Black Adam all in this wave, because he just is. He's just really going to be big. Because, again, this is the first time since I already completed this wave. I can't believe that I got all 4 of these characters just to build this guy and put him together. But, again, I just got to make sure that right leg goes into that port so I don't have no problems coming up later. Because even though the arms was hard, but the legs, though, yeah, I'll deal with the leg. I'll deal with the leg later. Let me get on with the other character. Let me get on with my primary focus. I'll finish Frost King later. It's just that leg is going to be very difficult to waste time with. Alright, as for Black Adam, his accessory pieces being these lightning effect pieces that go around his wristbands, just as shown, to be shown for Black Adam. So you got those lightning effect pieces for him. Then base stand, just like the rest of the other DC characters for the Multiverse line. So with the same old 2016 DC Comics logo. And then next and on to the file card for Black Adam, known as Teth Adam. Centuries ago, the same wizard that granted Billy Batson the powers of Shazam bestowed mystical powers upon a pure at heart youth in ancient Egypt. But when the boy tried to share his power to save his dying uncle, his uncle stole it and became the legendary supervillain known as Black Adam. Black Adam has the same magical abilities as a superhero counterpart, but Adam's powers come from the Egyptian gods. So, let's see. Shu grants him stamina. Yeah, all those details for Black Adam. I'm not going to read all of it. Some of it didn't even make sense, but here's Black Adam's comic render from Endless Winter. And now let's take a look at the Black Adam figure. Since Black Adam just looks exactly how he is in the comic, And since he doesn't have all that extra armor and stuff like, you know, Batman and Wonder Woman did in the Wave, his figure has all this freestanding stuff going for him. And look at the texture on his costume, color palette, everything with the faded gold and all that. But because again, he's Black Adam, so all that black is definitely his color, because he's supposed to be like he's supposed to be the anti-Shazam. He's supposed to be like the darker equivalent of what he is. And man, he looks so battle ready already. I had him posing earlier, and also look how like he's just like ready to like attack and hurt somebody, and especially wanting to beat the living, you know, daylights out of Shazam. And look at the brass knuckles on him. And let's see how that those lightning effect pieces look around his, you know, his gauntlets of his suit, and see how that is. So just got to make sure that it's in the arms all the way. Make it look very electrifying or supersonic like. I'm trying to put it in this arm. Just to see how it looks a little bit with that superpower for that lightning effect piece. And here is Black Adam with those effect pieces in his arms, and man, that is cool. That really makes it pop, just like a comic book, and just like how he is in the comics. So that's how he looks with that effect. And now we'll go over his articulation. Then we'll stack him up with Wonder Woman and Batman so far, and then that is it and how I feel about the figure. Okay, now let's go over Black Adam's articulation points, how he plays, and how he stands with his the other characters that is part of the Wave. So you got his head turning all directions, all around, and you can tell that even, I forgot to point out that he also got like blue highlights around his hair, which, okay, that's something. And then also his neck is very short. But I guess he's supposed to look at that. And plus, the way how I look at his face, let's bring the light up over a little bit so we can see. Looking at his face, he kind of looks like a very like dark fantasy version of WWE wrestler Cody Rhodes. But it's just looking at that face. Hey, it just makes me wish Cody Rhodes should have been Black Adam in the DCU rather than The Rock. Am I right? Other points of articulation. Butterfly joints are very present and prevalent on the figure. So you got the, you know, those butterfly joints on Black Adam present. So you can move his arms around very well and pretty good. And then as for elbow crunches, well, okay, the elbow crunches, well, pretty good and spot on. Flex those arms and, you know, flex them real good, so we can see how it is. And plus his hands are just like what you would expect for like some of these, you know, deluxe edition McFarlane figures for DC. So here's his arms just like that. And also just looking at his proportions makes him look like a Street Fighter character. And then let's see about like the abdomen crunch area on the back and front. You got that right exactly there. I don't think you can turn his waistline around, but I don't think so, not unfortunately. Then lift his leg up a little bit. We can get this knee crunch going. Yeah, knee crunch is a little hard right now on this guy, but that's as far as we got on that knee crunch. And then knee crunch on this leg. And then let's see about that. So you got the knee crunch on this leg, and then a knee crunch on, hold on, this leg too. Yeah, that was a little hard. Wow. Okay, and then ankle pivots, and there you have it. And that's how Black Adam moves with those 22 points of articulation as he came with. And there you go. Let's put the side, you know, put that light around the way. And then let's see how he stands with Wonder Woman and Batman from the Wave. So there you go, folks. So now Black Adam is, you know, coming together, even though he's a villain, but with, you know, 3 members of the Justice League in the Wave. So you got Black Adam just right there. I wonder in the comic, well, wait until if I ever do read Endless Winter on a paperback trade or something. So you got this whole wave together. And yeah, let's take a look at Frost King so far, because now next and last, John Stewart, aka Green Lantern, in the Wave. And just look, I knew that by the time I put him together, he was going to be freakishly tall compared to these characters. 3 heroes and one villain from this Wave. So that's it for my review on Black Adam from Endless Winter. Next and last figure from the wave, Green Lantern, aka John Stewart. What was you expecting? Hal Jordan?